Hi, I'm going to show you how to make an animal stick puppet today. First, gather all your materials and cut out your paper templates. I'm demonstrating the bear, so these are all the bear pieces. Next, take the paper templates and trace them onto the felt. Use the pink felt for the cheeks, the blue felt for the snout and belly, and the ecru felt for the body and arm pieces. Make sure to transfer all the markings. Next, cut out all of the pieces that you traced. Once the felt pieces are cut out, take one body piece and the snout piece and draw a face. First, draw the eyes, just two little dots, and then the snout. Ours is kind of smiling, but yours can be making any expression you like. Then, use the dark gray embroidery floss to sew on the snout, using straight stitches along the markings. Just a note that all the embroidery in this project is done with 2 plies of embroidery floss. So take one straight stitch across the horizontal line of the nose, then one vertical stitch along the line connecting the nose to the mouth, and then 2 straight stitches on each side of the mouth. Again, you're free to give your bear any different expression that you would like. Once the snout is sewn on, it's time to move on to the eyes. You don't have to cut the thread, just go from the back of the felt into the eye. This is just, again, a straight stitch. So a few short straight stitches over the eye markings to make a nice defined eye. Once that's done, just do the exact same thing to create the other eye. Now it's time to sew on the cheeks and the belly. These are sewn with the ecru floss. Each cheek is sewn on with just one straight stitch. So put the cheeks in place, and then you'll go from the back to the front, and then the front to the back. And then do the same thing on the other side. The cheeks hang off the edge a little, which is fine. You'll sew around them later. This is a good opportunity to show how to finish a length of embroidery floss. Take a couple of little stitches on the back through the felt. Just go through half the layer of felt. And then snip the end. No need to tie a knot. The belly is sewn on with an appliqué stitch. Stack the belly on top of the body piece and get a new length of ecru floss. Pull the needle from the back to the front through both layers and close to the edge of the belly piece. Then, bring the needle from the front to the back at the outside edge of the belly piece only through the body piece layer. Keep doing this all the way around the belly until it's totally sewn on. Once again, you're going to come from the back to the front through both layers just inside the edge of the belly, and then from the front to the back just beyond the edge and only through the body layer. Now it's time to sew everything together. Stack the arms onto the unembellished body piece at their markings, and then stack the embellished body piece on top of that with its right side facing out. Pin the arms in place. And then pin the bottom of the body pieces together as well. The body is sewn together with a whip stitch using the ecru floss. Start the whip stitch at point A, which should be marked at the body pieces. Bring the needle from the back to the front, but just through the top layer of felt. This will hide the knot. Make sure to tuck the knot inside. Then bring the needle from the back to the front through both layers a little further ahead. This will wrap the thread around the edge as you go. So, back to front, wraps it around, back to front, wraps it around. So like this all the way around until you reach the arm, which works a tiny bit differently. Make sure not to get your thread tangled. Back to front and back to front. So instead of going around the edge and when you reach the arm, you're going to sew through the arm. So let's get to the armpit here. We're going to go through the one layer of felt at the arm and then just back to front. Oh, take out the pin. And we'll go back to front at the edge and then through the one layer of the arm. Back to front through all the layers and through one layer. Once you're through the arm, you just keep whip stitching in the same way. When you reach the cheeks, make sure that you don't sew through them. You're going to stitch under them, and just be sure to only sew through the two body layers and not the cheek. I also wanted to show how to end a length of floss. So when you reach the end, and it's hard to stitch with your floss anymore, you're actually going to take a few stitches in place, and then you're going to pull your needle through the loops of your previous stitches and then snip off the end. Then start a new length of floss by going in between the layers just as you did previously and hiding the knot, and just continuing to whip stitch in the same manner all the way across the bear until you reach point B at the bottom of the bear. Once you reach point B, take out the pin and then insert the dowel and push it all the way up. Then continue whip stitching until you reach the edge of the dowel. Once you get right to the edge, take a few stitches in place right at the edge to try and get it really tightly in there. And then move on to the other side and do the same thing. A few stitches in place. Then pull your needle through the back layer of felt and snip off the end of the floss. And you're all done.